Welcome back to the channel Safemoon Millionaires. My name is Ishaan, and in this video I'm going to be breaking down the full technical analysis, price target, and my exact strategy to profit off Safemoon because we've been nailing these reversals. So make sure you stick around till the end, and if you want to learn technical analysis for yourself, be sure to check out the Gen Z Trader Academy down below. Alright, so now jumping into the technicals, we can see how we had a pretty big spike today. Big spike on massive volume. Now, while many people might be thinking, oh, this is because a whale bought, right? Or some big investor really loaded the boat on Safemoon, the truth is that it had to do with some liquidity pool movement by Safemoon's developers. As we can see, if we go to the Discord chat, Papa, who is essentially, I think he's Safemoon's CTO, essentially wrote yesterday that for transparency, I want to do this announcement. We are doing a major migration from the V1 to V2 liquidity pools today. The BSC network is running slow. When I have transaction IDs, they will be posted for community verification. May Satoshi in his infinite wisdom bless us all on our journey to the moon. Now, essentially, the transaction IDs were posted today because that's when it happened, and that's exactly when the spike took place. And so, as we can see, the amount totaled to about $14 million. So essentially, it looked like there were about $14 million worth of Safemoon bought. But if we actually go to Reddit to see what really happened, essentially PancakeSwap was migrating from V1 to V2. Essentially, V2 is better than V1, right? And essentially, all the new coins that are even being made are all being placed on V2. And as a result, Safemoon had to migrate their liquidity pool into V2. And so Papa did this in a way that the coins would be burnt and we would see reflections in our wallets. Essentially, what that means is that the way he transferred it and did that liquidity pool migration led to tokens being burnt. And that's why if you actually check your wallet today, you would actually see that you saw an increase in tokens, partially because of selling and partially because of this liquidity pool migration. So the way he did it led to token burning, and as a result of that, that's why we saw such a big spike up. But again, this is only going to be temporary. I know a lot of people are now saying that, oh, this gives us an opportunity to send Safemoon to the moon. The truth is that what he did wasn't really a big fundamental catalyst that really changed anything fundamentally for Safemoon. That's why, as we can see, we're seeing a spike back up and now we're dropping back down because it's not a fundamental change, and that's why people are actually using this as an opportunity to exit rather than buy. If this was a big fundamental change, you would see a lot more follow through rather than just a quick sell off. In fact, people are just using this as an opportunity to sell and take profit, and you know what? It is what it is, because in the long term, Safemoon could head a lot higher, right? And for us long-term holders, this is just a minor pullback and what could be a lot bigger move yet to come in the future. Alright, so now let's talk about the technicals of Safemoon and where it could be heading. So right off the bat, if we go to the 4-hour chart, we can see that, the red MACD line has crossed back below the green signal line after this temporary spike, essentially showing that buyers are beginning to somewhat lose their momentum. And overall, the RSI is really overbought. I mean, we're still really overbought on the RSI. And as you can see, we formed this large gravestone doji, right? We had this push up, but essentially people sold out. And that's why we formed this large candle with a long top wick, suggesting not enough buyer demand to maintain that price level. And you know what? I don't blame buyers. I kind of understand why people decide to take profit. But overall, as we can see, we're still above the 9 EMA, which is the blue line, right? That is crucial. Essentially, as we can see, when we're above the 9 EMA, we can see how we're in an uptrend. But the moment we break below it, guess what happens? We go into a little bit of a downtrend. And now again, we broke back above on the 4-hour chart. So as long as we stay above on the 4-hour, it essentially shows that the longer term trend is still in favor of the bulls. We got our push up, we formed the saucer that I talked about yesterday, and we got our big push up, right? But as you can see, it almost looks like we're kind of, in a way, somewhat forming a double top at this level. We're facing resistance, right? Even the RSI has formed a bearish divergence. So if I'm being honest, in the short term, I think we do see some, downside, right? And look, Dips are actually good. The reason dips are good is because the advantage with Safemoon is that when there are dips, that means there's been selling, and when they're selling, that means more tokens have been burned, and when more tokens have been burned, that means the supply has gone down, and when the supply goes down, that means people who are waiting for the dip and waiting to load up, when there's less supply and they buy, that's going to equal much higher prices. So dips are actually good. So now that you get a rough understanding of the technicals, let's talk about my price target and my exact strategy to profit. So first of all, let's talk about what happens if Safemoon ends up breaking higher, because as we can see, we have this really strong level of resistance right over here. We broke above, but now we're breaking back below it. So now if I was to trade Safemoon and personally be adding more to my position, I would wait for Safemoon to break back above this resistance level. The reason being is that essentially this level, we're really struggling to knock off a zero and get to that 0.00001 level, essentially with 4 zeros and knock off a zero, right? So what you want to wait for is a break above, a pullback that validates the 9 EMA support, and a follow through higher. And once you get that follow through, you want to be buying into that. Otherwise, we're just going to continue to have false breakouts like these that just result in moves lower. So that's how I would be trading Safemoon. Now, as for my price target on a move higher, if I actually put in some fib lines from that swing high down to the swing low, we can see that our next fib level is all the way up here at about 1315, which is a solid move to the upside. And so that's a short-term price target that I could see Safemoon heading up to. Now, as for if Safemoon ended up dropping lower, I want you guys to also be prepared to be able to play Safemoon in such a scenario. The first level of support that I see for Safemoon is down right over here at this level, right here at about 7265. This was a previous level of support that Safemoon had right over here. It was a support it had over here. I mean, a lot of buyers were stepping up. You can see the amount of buyers, they were really committing to this price level. So you can expect if Safemoon comes back down over here, there will be a lot of buyers stepping up to maintain the price level. Along with that, if I actually place in the Fibonacci from this swing low all the way up to this swing higher right over here, we can actually see that the next level of support will be down over here. If I actually place in the line right over here at this support level right over here, where we had previous level of support over here as well at about 688. Along with that, the 688 level is also our 50 retracement level, and the 50 retracement level is essentially like the make or break. If it breaks below the 50, we head a lot lower, but if we hold the 50 and bounce, you can expect a big move to the upside. So that's why this support level here at 726 and 688 are going to be key to watch in case of a move lower. And at these levels of support, the way you want to be playing Safemoon is simply watching for higher highs and higher lows and a break above the 9 EMA to validate that buyers are committing to the trend. Like if I actually remove the Fibonacci for a second, we can actually see that way back over here when I called out the reversal right over here, and many of you guys nailed it. I told you guys watch for higher highs and higher lows and a break above the 9 EMA, which is the blue line. We got that right over here, and since then we haven't looked back, right? Even right over here, we dipped down, higher highs and higher lows, broke above the 9 EMA and exploded higher. So that's a simple way to put it, but if you want to learn a lot more advanced trading strategies and technical analysis for yourself, be sure to check out the Gen Z Trader Academy down below to learn to become more profitable and make better entry and exit decisions. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, clocking out for now. Peace.